Alright guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video here on the Meep Gaming channel. It is me, Meep. I mean, who else would it be, honestly? But yep, we're back here with another video, and today we're going to be doing a tier list of all the pets in Hypixel Skyblock. Now, of course, I don't have all the pets acquired, and even if I did, I wouldn't be putting them in item frames because item frames are pretty sketch, and you're going to lose your items, as I learned the hard way. But anyway, as you can see in these chests, I have items representing all the pets in the game. Yeah, we're gonna be sorting them all on a tier list because I'm kind of like the tier list guy. My most viewed video is a tier list with 16,000 views. That's pretty insane. But I don't actually play that game anymore, so that video doesn't help me out. Anyway, that's besides the point. I'm kind of rambling anyway. But yeah. Anyway, let's hop right into it. First up, we have the farming pets. Now, farming pets are pretty useful, but I think there's a couple that are just way better than the others. First up, we have Bee. Bee's alright, but it's not. I don't really see anybody using it. I think it's a solid C tier. I can't really say anything good about it other than that it's cheap and it's easy to get. You know, just pay some money. Chicken Pet, I would have put it in S tier if this was a few weeks ago or a month ago, but Chicken Pet's been indirectly nerfed due to AFK chicken farms not really working anymore. So I think it's still pretty good if you want to get your own enchanted eggs. So I think Chicken Pet's a B tier for me. Next up, we have the elephant pet. I know this is rabbit hide. It's an elephant. An elephant pet. Elephant pet's A tier for me because it gives you double crops when you harvest, and as you can see, that's pretty helpful. I only have an epic myself. It needs to be the legendary for it to give you double crops, but other than that, it's kind of useless. But the double crops it's quite nice. Next up, we have the pig pet. Pig is one of the worst pets in the game. It's F tier. Sorry about that. It's a nice pet. It's really easy to get. Gives you some extra pet score. But other than that, it's pretty useless. And finally, my favorite of the farming pets, Rabbit Pet, is definitely S tier. It gives you farming XP, and it's really easy to level up. I mean, I really can't say anything bad about this pet. It gives you speed. It also makes farming minions work faster, which is good for potato minions, and I highly recommend getting a Rabbit Pet. Also, an additional note is that for all these pets, I'm going to be counting the best form. So, for example, a rabbit, like, I would consider the legendary one because I think that's the best form. I don't know, for a bee pet, whatever. Like, I'll consider the best form of each pet. Next up, we have the mining pets. Now, mining pets are kind of notorious for being really hard to level up. The best way to level them up is using snow minions over here. But snow minions are kind of annoying to get. I mean, it's a lot of RNG based unless you just want to spend money. And mining pets are kind of like that. And starting off with the mining pets, we have the bat pet. I'm really considering putting this pet in S tier, but I think I'll go ahead and put it in A tier if I could just there we go. A tier. The reason being is that its main purpose is getting you candy. Other than that, it's kind of useless. Its legendary ability makes the grappling hook have like a shorter cooldown, but if you have bat person armor, that's kind of useless. And the bat pet helps you get bat person armor because it, again, makes you get more candy during spooky festivals. And it is a mining pet, again, which is hard to level, which I'm taking into consideration all of these. Next up is the Endermite pet. Now, this pet, I would have put it in S tier, and then it got nerfed, and then now B tier, and then it got nerfed, and I think I'm going to put it in D tier now. Wait, that's the wrong spot. There we go, D tier. Now, Endermite, it's one of my favorite pets, but it's just really not that good. It gives you speed whenever it consumes an ender pearl, and it gives you, it eats your ender pearls and sells it for higher than they normally sell for, which is alright. But again, it's hard to level up, and it's really not a good pet for grinding eyes anymore, as it used to be. I would say that it's not a pet worth going for. Next up is the rock pet. Now, the rock pet, I would also put in D tier. The reason it's not F tier is because it has some uses, like for slayers, but I mean, it's insanely difficult to get. It's really annoying and boring, and I mean, there's just no real reason to get it other than it's a meme. And I guess it sells for an okay amount on the auction house. Now, the Silverfish Pet, I'm going to put in A tier. Again, it helps you get mining XP, which is, in my opinion, the worst skill to level up. I'd rather do enchanting than level up mining. Like, it's just so bad. But Silverfish helps with that. The legendary version also gives you permanent haste 3, which is good for cobble gens. Yes, That's clearly a cobble gen. Yeah, it's good for cobble gens, and yeah, don't really have much to say about the silverfish. Finally, the best pet, the one that's been kind of gaining popularity lately, it's the wither skeleton pet. Now, this pet's always been a good pet. It's an all-around good pet, but the reason it's been popular lately is due to the fact that it being good against withers, and withers are in dungeons, and everyone's hyped around dungeons. It makes you take less damage from skeletons, makes you deal more damage against wither mobs, and it also inflicts wither effect onto mobs, which is pretty useful. But I still think this pet's kind of overrated. Again, it's mining hard to level up, and it kind of is an all-around pet. Like, it gives you crit chance, damage, strength, defense, intelligence. I don't think it's that useful. I don't think an all-around pet is that useful, especially in a game like Skyblock when you want to specialize in some sort of thing. I think I'm gonna put it in. I think I'll put it in A tier because it's still a good pet. But and I think I'd get completely flamed in the comments if I put it anything lower than A tier. But I do think it's kind of overrated. Next up, we have the combat pets. Now, pets are probably like the best selection of pets in the game for obvious reasons. Combat is a big part of the game, and probably the main part of this game, honestly. Starting off, we have the black cat. This is S tier. I do think the black cat's an overrated pet, but I still think it's a really good pet. And it gives you just pet luck and magic find, and it also increases your speed cap, which is all really helpful. It itself gives you speed, and it also gives you intelligence. Intelligence isn't that useful for this. It's kind of quite hard to get, but I mean, if you were to straight buy it, it wouldn't be that bad. And I actually highly recommend getting this pet if you are kind of a late game player. Next up, we have the blaze pet. I'm gonna put the blaze pet in B tier. Now, it makes it's the only reason people use it is for frozen blaze armor. It makes that good, but other than that, it's not really that good of a pet. It increases your stats in the nether, but there's no reason for that. It doesn't actually give you any damage. It increases the stats of blaze armor by 30% at max level, and it also doubles the effects of hot potato books, which again, it's all useful abilities, but I mean, it's really not that useful. If you have it, that means you have to use it, and if you don't have it, that means you have no use for it. Next up is the Ender Dragon pet. I think this is pretty self-explanatory. S tier, best pet in the game. It's definitely overpriced, but everything that's the best of something is overpriced in this game, and it's just so OP, especially for using against dragons because it has deal more damage to end mobs. It's so good. It makes the aspect of the dragons the best sword in the game, and increases all your stats, and it gives you strength, crit damage, and crit chance. It's so darn good. Definitely get this pet. I don't think I even have to explain that. Next up is the legendary Enderman, legendary specifically. Now, the Enderman's a useless pet, unless you're early game and you want a somewhat okay damage pet. It's pretty useless, and I don't really know what to say other than that it's pretty useless, other than it increases the chance for you to find a special zealot. That's useful, but the thing is, this thing's never going to make back its money. It's more a convenience thing if you just want to gain money faster in the future. It's going to be a net loss, but I mean, I guess it's helpful, and I think it's also deserving of A tier. Next up, we have the ghoul pet. This pet's kind of useless right now. It increases your healing a bit, and it helps the zombie sword. Zombie sword's kind of useless, let's be honest. It's not really that good of a pet. I'm gonna go ahead and put it in D tier for now. The reason is because it's not that helpful now, but I think in the future, once Dungeons comes out, it'll definitely be an A tier pet. Next up is Golem Pet. Golem Pet is a B tier for me. It's good for damage, and it also gives you a bit of more HP. But I think it's just outclassed by some other damaging pets. Again, it's not really worth it for me. Next up is the Guardian. The Guardian's an F tier. It gives you more enchanting XP. Other than that, it's useless. Its ability is even broken. I don't see the point of getting a Guardian. Next up, we have the Horse. Horse, again, useless. Actually, no, it's not useless. Wait, where's my leather? Okay. I'm going to put it in D tier because you can use it to horse glitch through walls. Other than that, it's an absolutely useless pet. Hound Pet, again, same thing with the ghoul. It's not that good, but because it increases attack speed. It is good, though. It gives you scavenger, so I think I will put it a bit higher than Ghoul Pet. It basically gives you a scavenger effect, which is pretty cool, and it's definitely going to be better. Next up is the the Tiger Pet. Yes, that's what this is. The Tiger Pet. Tiger Pet's pretty cool. It's definitely a good damaging pet. I'm going to put it in S tier because of how cheap it is, and it's definitely one of the best pets to use against dragons in my opinion. And dragons is one of the most fun aspects of the game. So yeah, definitely get yourself a Tiger Pet. Tarantula Pet, kind of the same deal with the Hound and Ghoul, except in terms of how to get it, but I think it's a bit better. I think it's a bit better than the Hound Pet, but I'm still going to put it in C tier, just because it's only good for one thing, and that is Tarantula Slayers. Next up we have the Spider Pet. Spider Pet, again, only good with spiders. It makes spider minions work faster, but, I mean, who uses spider minions? Actually, never mind. Tarantula minions, one of the best way to make money right now, so I will put this in B tier. We have the Snowman Pet next. This is pretty useless. It's okay for Jerry event. Other than that, it's pretty useless. I did not mean for that to happen. Yeah, rip the Snowman Pet. Next up we have the, what is this for? Oh, Skeleton Pet. Skeleton Pet's probably B tier for me, just because I don't personally want to be an archer. Actually, I think that's a bit unfair. I think it deserves an A tier just because it is the best archer pet. I don't really think anything else comes close in terms of being an archer pet. Definitely, Skeleton Pet is pretty nice. Alright, so I went and go ahead and got another snow block just for the sake of adding it to the tier list and for the thumbnail I need views. Next up we have the Jerry Pet. Again, absolutely useless. Please don't spawn in Jerry. There we go. Absolutely useless. No reason to use. Magma Cube Pet. Also really garbage. Good against Magma Boss, but like the only reason you'd be doing the Magma Boss is to get this, and this is only good against the Magma. Yeah, you see why it's bad. Next is Phoenix Pet. I think this pet's overrated, but I think it's another A tier. It's insanely hard to get. It's completely RNG based, Hypixel Y. But yeah, it's a good pet. I mean, it's good for tanks, and it'll keep you alive. And it's a nice utility pet, I will admit. You see how I'm constantly having to drink mushroom soup? Yeah, with the Phoenix Pet, you don't need any of that. Next up is Pigment Pet. Pigment Pet's pretty bad. It's only good with the Pigment Sword, and Pigment Sword itself is not that good. Alright, the last three pets for the combat is Turtle. Turtle, I think I'm going to put in S tier, and I know a lot of people will probably disagree with me. Oops, I just hit my microphone. A lot of people will probably disagree with me for this one, but it's a great tank pet. It gives you immunity to knockback, and if you're next to water, you just become even more powerful, and it is just a really good pet. Also, it's you can probably acquire this for a cheap price if you're at the right place at the right time. Next up is Wolf Pet, yet another S tier pet. Gives you combat XP bonus, and that alone would put it in S tier. But it's also somewhat easy to get, and if you get an epic when crafting it, you can just put it in cat for a relatively cheap price. It's really good against wolf slayers, and with this pet, I think even myself, only having what's it called, regular mastiff armor, I don't even have a pooch sword, but I think with this, I could definitely take on a wolf slayer boss. Finally, we have the zombie. The zombie, again, is not that cool, not that good of a pet. It buffs zombie armor. It's not really that useful. It makes you do more damage to zombies. I think I'll go ahead and put it C tier. I don't think I can do much better than that. Next up we have the 4 Foraging Pets. Now, Foraging Pets are pretty good, but I think there's one pet that's just way better. Giraffe, F tier. Completely useless, no reason to have it. Lion is E tier. Actually, that's not fair. Where did my wood go? Okay, apparently tier list, eat your wood. Alright, I am back with another piece of wood, and I will go ahead and put this in C tier, I believe this is. It's alright, it's really easy to level up because it's a foraging pet, but other than that, it's pretty bad. It's just a worse version of the tiger, and it is a damage pet, doesn't help with foraging at all. Next up we have the Monkey Pet. Monkey Pet, again, I think I'll put it in A tier. There's a lot of A tier pets. It's the best foraging pet right now. It decreases the ability of the time delay of the tree capitator. You know what I mean. Decreases it down to 1 second. And it also makes you get double drop rates of logs. So theoretically, you can get times 6 logs with this pet. And it's a good pet. It also makes you go faster. Next is Ocelot Pet. Ocelot Pet's a B tier for me. It gives you foraging XP. It's the one I use right now. And it's also really easy to get. it's kind of outclassed by the monkey in terms of everything that the Ocelot's good for, so yeah, B tier for me. Next up we have the fishing pets. Now fishing pets are a bit interesting. First up we have the Squid Pet. I think this is a D, is that D tier? Yeah, oh and that's C tier. I think this is a C tier for me. Mainly because it's only useful for, it gives you fishing XP bonus, that's useful, but the fishing speed from the other pets that I'm going to talk about is just better, and a fishing XP boost is not really worth it. Next up, I believe this is supposed to represent flying fish. Flying fish is alright, I'm going to put it with the Squid Pet. What it does is it basically makes you fish faster, that's the only thing it's good for, but it is quite hard to obtain. You have to get a Sea Emperor, which means you have to be fishing level 20, and you also have to get this as a 5% drop from Sea Emperor, so yeah, good luck getting that. Next up, I believe this is for the Dolphin. Dolphin Pet is an A tier for me. It's the best fishing pet, hands down, there's nothing you can argue against it, for fishing at least. It gives you faster fishing speed. It also gives you a higher sea creature chance, and that's all you need with a fishing pet, really. If it gave you fishing XP boost, this would be S tier easily, but oh, New Year's event, and I'm losing my voice, dude. This is hype. Alright, I don't know how raspy my voice has been, but we're just gonna have to deal with it. Next up is Blue Whale. I think Blue Whale is incredibly overrated, but it's still okay. The only purpose of it is for the campfire trial. Other than that, it's utter garbage. It does nothing else other than that, and it's a pain to level up, but the campfire badge is pretty cool, so I guess it's a B tier pet. And finally we have the Baby Yeti. I also think this pet's overrated. It's good with the Yeti sword, but who even uses the Yeti sword? Anyway. Yeah, the Yeti pet, I think it's overrated. You have to be next to snow. The only place there's snow is the Jerry event, Jerry Workshop, which is kind of funny that I'm recording this now. And I'm actually gonna put it in C tier. Finally, the last three pets we have. This is a jellyfish, by the way. Look at the tentacles. Yeah, Jellyfish Pet, it's the best healer pet. I think it's a B tier for me. I have Jellyfish Pet, it's alright. Of course, it doesn't do anything now, but it's pretty good in terms of how good it will be, people think, in dungeons. That's why I'm putting it as high as it is. You're probably wondering why I put the Jellyfish high, but I didn't put the Ghoul Pet high. It's because I think the Jellyfish is just actually the only option for a healer, really. I don't see any other option other than maybe a Sheep Pet for the healer. Next up is Parrot Pet. Parrot Pet's an A tier pet. Increases the speed, increases the duration of all potions, and it's only when it's consumed, so you can use another pet once you get your God Splash. It's a pretty good pet. You'd probably end up using it forever, and whenever you need splashes. It's just a great utility pet, especially if you're an endgame player. This is kind of a need. It saves you a lot of time and value and money for God Splashes, so I definitely would recommend. Finally, we have the Sheep Pet. Now, Sheep Pet, I think I'm going to put in A tier. I know we got a lot of A tier pets, but Sheep Pet, basically what it does is it's good for mana. It makes your mana cost lower. It increases the amount of mana you have, and it's good for a mana magic zappy Harry Potter person in dungeons. Mage, yes, mage. I think that's all I have to say about the pet tier list. Remember, if you enjoyed, please subscribe. I need subscribers, and we're so close to 500 subscribers. Again, I need subscribers. So yeah, if you like the video, feel free to like. If you don't like the video, also feel free to like. And yeah, I will see you guys later, I guess, if this video even gets out, because I am a lazy editor and it's probably gonna take 2 weeks. So yeah, see you guys.